In my last life, my two senior partners stumbled into Siren's Hollow and were infected by the crimson fever neurotoxin. I happened to be there, gathered the local antidotes, and saved them. But afterward, rumors spread like wildfire that I had taken advantage of their compromised state. The Order, bowing to public pressure, forced the High Mistress to betroth both of them to me. But on our wedding night, Harper and Riley drew their blades. While my guard was down, they butchered me in our bridal suite. Only as I lay dying did I learn the truth. They had both been secretly in love with our junior prodigy, Julian Ash. "It was you," Riley screamed. "You started those rumors. You made everyone think we were damaged goods, so Julian would reject us, and the High Mistress would have no choice but to dump us on you." They were convinced I had orchestrated the scandal. Hanging on to my last breath, I choked out, "If I wanted to trap you, why didn't I just sleep with you when you were paralyzed by the toxin? I could have claimed it was emergency treatment. It would have been legal, but I didn't. I had hoped to prove my innocence, sensing that all three of us had been played. But Harper and Riley weren't listening. "You didn't touch us because you're a coward. You were scared we'd kill you the next day." Riley, the younger one, was busy inventing motives for me, cursing me between breaths. Harper, who had been hesitant, hardened her expression. "She's right. Caleb Thorne, you are a manipulative snake. You played us and the entire Order like fiddles." I finally saw it clearly. They hated me. Nothing I said or did would ever be right in their eyes. "Don't worry," Riley spat, her eyes burning with a suicidal resolve. "Once you're dead, we're following you. You want us so bad? We'll be a miserable family in hell." I almost laughed. I wanted to curse them out, but my body was failing. Before the darkness took me, I saw Riley slit her own throat, her blood spraying across my face. The metallic taste was revolting. Harper stood there, hesitating. That was the last thing I saw. By all logic, that should have been the end. But a split second later, my eyes snapped open. I was standing in a dense, fog-laden forest. I recognized it immediately. The perimeter of Siren's Hollow, a restricted zone for all disciples of the Zenith Order. I liked the quiet, so I often trained here alone. Russell, two women in white tactical gear, stumbled frantically toward the entrance of the valley. I saw them clearly, Harper Vance and Riley Chase. Memory slammed into me. In my past life, I married them, was framed by them, and murdered by them. "I'm not dead," I muttered. Did time reset to the moment they entered the hollow? It wasn't a dream. This was a second chance. I had respawned. I am alive. And I'm back. I clenched my fist, adrenaline spiking. But when I looked toward the valley, my brow furrowed. The memory of their betrayal and the knives in my chest was fresh. "This time, you too can rot. Die for all I care." I turned to leave. No. I stopped. I remembered the nagging suspicion from my deathbed. Someone had set us up. Harper and Riley were idiots. Yes, but the puppet master behind the scenes was the real enemy. If I walked away, the mastermind won. So, just like before, I waited until I saw them stumbling, hit by the crimson fever, and vaulted into the valley. The toxin targeted the nervous system, inducing hallucinations and extreme heat, but my physiology, a rare solar conduit constitution, made me immune. They, however, were not. Their faces were flushed, their movements erratic. I had the 2 stalks of Iridian mint in my hand. The antidote. Stay away from me, you bastard." Riley glared at me the moment I approached, hand fumbling for a weapon. Something was wrong. Last time, at this specific moment, she had called me Senior Caleb. She had never called me bastard back then. She only used that specific slur right before she killed me. Unless she remembered too. It clicked. Riley had respawned as well. And I remembered seeing her die right after me. Move. My suspicion confirmed. My gaze hardened. Suddenly, Harper lunged at me, breathless and desperate. "Caleb, get us out of here." The impact knocked the antidote from my hand. Riley, eyes hazy but determined, stumbled toward the fallen herbs. I stepped forward and brought my boot down hard on the plants, just as her fingers grazed them. Crunch. I ground my heel into the dirt, destroying the only cure in the vicinity. If Riley was back, then the score between us needed settling immediately. "Caleb," Riley gasped. "I order you. Find more herbs. Now." She didn't know botany, but she remembered those specific plants, saved them last time. She definitely had her memories. "Riley Harper, the toxin has taken hold too deeply. Standard herbs won't work," I said smoothly, grabbing Harper with one arm and pulling Riley up with the other. "There's another way. A physical biological transfer. I'll have to be the antidote myself." Harper was too far gone to argue. But Riley? She was fighting the effects, staring daggers at me. You wouldn't dare. Watch me. In my last life, I died for being a gentleman. This life, I'd be the villain they thought I was. I dragged them toward a rough shelter nearby, a survivalist cabin I'd built for secluded training, and kicked the door shut. Caleb, Riley hissed, realizing what was happening. I know you came back too. I will kill you again. I laughed a cold, sharp sound. Riley, be nice. I'm saving your life. I didn't hold back. They had stabbed me. I was just collecting interest. If you want to try killing me again, I whispered, I'm right here. During the process, I made a shocking discovery. Riley's constitution wasn't standard. It reacted to my solar energy with a magnetic pull. Is she a lunar conduit? I remembered the High Mistress mentioning the theoretical synergy between solar and lunar conduits, the dyad bond. I activated my internal energy flow. Instantly, my solar energy merged with her lunar essence. It was explosive. The energy feedback loop accelerated our cultivation efficiency by a factor of 10. We both froze, locking eyes in shock. We had just unlocked a biological cheat code. In our past life, we never consummated the marriage, so I never knew. Looking back, I was almost glad she called me a bastard. If I hadn't decided to take revenge in the most primal way possible, I never would have discovered that we were genetic soulmates. In 15 minutes, we achieved what usually took a month of meditation. I don't know how Riley felt about it, but physically, I felt invincible. I stepped out of the cabin, leaving them sleeping, and closed the door. I vaulted up a nearby spruce tree to hide. In the previous timeline, the rumors about me were too specific. The source had to be an eyewitness. I suspected Julian Ash, the golden boy who benefited most from my downfall. I waited, watching the cabin. I expected Julian. I did not expect the person who actually walked out of the shadows. It was our mentor, High Mistress Evelyn Sterling. No way. Evelyn? I rubbed my eyes. It was her. She was lurking, watching the cabin. A moment later, Julian Ash appeared. He didn't bow. He snuck up behind Evelyn and wrapped his arms around her waist. She slapped his hand playfully, pouted, and then kissed him. Deeply. I nearly fell out of the tree. The High Mistress, the pillar of virtue, was hooking up with her student. The pieces fell into place. The mysterious attacker, who chased the girls into the poisonous valley? It was Evelyn. She had two goals. Remove her romantic rivals, Harper and Riley both like Julian, and destroy me mentally so Julian could take my spot in the rankings. It was a masterclass in manipulation, and I had been the collateral damage. Rage boiled in my gut. I wanted to drop down and decapitate them both. But I held back. I was a Tier 3 adept. Evelyn was a Tier 7 nearing Tier 8, a demigod class. She would vaporize me. I waited until they left, shivering with adrenaline. My worldview had shattered. When I finally jumped down, the cabin door creaked open. Harper and Riley stumbled out. Their eyes were cold. Riley marched straight at me. She knew I had destroyed the herbs. She knew exactly what I had done. To her, this life was already more humiliating than the last. She ignored the pain in her body, grabbed a discarded training sword, and lunged. Caleb, you die now. Harper frowned, confused why Riley was talking about dying again. Riley was fast, but she was exhausted, and I was fresh off a power boost. I disarmed her in 2 moves. Riley, I held her wrists. It was an emergency. I saved you, and this is the thanks I get. You crushed the herbs. I saw you. Don't be crazy. I lied smoothly. I don't know what those weeds were. You're delusional. Liar. She tried to bite me. Riley, stop. Harper intervened, pulling her back. It's not Caleb's fault. He did save us. Harper wasn't reborn. She was easier to manage. Riley fumed, unable to explain how she knew about the herbs without sounding insane. Defeated, they limped back to the dorms. We entered a silent pact. No one spoke of the cabin, but I knew the rumors would start soon. Evelyn would ensure it. The next day, I ran into Julian at the spring. Senior Caleb, he smirked. You look refreshed. Good things happening. Last life, he ignored me. Now he was gloating. He didn't know about the dyad bond or that I knew his secret. You look happy too, Julian, I said, loading the sentence with meaning. He leaned in as I passed. Don't think I don't know what you did with the girls yesterday. I feigned shock. Lucky bastard, he muttered, then walked away. That night, Riley came back to my cabin. She kicked the door in, sword drawn. Caleb, go to hell. She stabbed the lump in the bed. It was a pillow. Come out, she screamed. Then she froze. Her face flushed. She grabbed her chest. The fever. Again. It's the scent pouches, I said, dropping from the rafters. Siren bloom extract. Did you think I wouldn't expect you? She was already weakening. You're evil. And you're repetitive. I walked into the light, smiling. Round 2. That night, we didn't just sleep together. We synchronized our energy flow and broke through to Tier 4. The speed was insane. In the morning, I laid it out for her. Riley, you're a lunar conduit. I am solar. We are literally built for this. Stop trying to kill me. Let's maximize this. Once we hit tier 8 and become Apex class, you can try to murder me again. Deal. I dangled the carrot of immortality. We died once. Let's aim for godhood this time. She looked at her sword, then at me. Fine. Tier 8. Then I settled the score. We became secret training partners with benefits. Every night, she snuck in. We leveled up fast. A few days later, the rumors started, just like before. Riley confronted me. We're already partners. Why are you spreading this filth about us? Harper stormed in. You two are together. Behind my back. It's for training. Riley argued. The rumors aren't me. I said seriously. I swear. They didn't believe me. Then the summons came. The High Mistress wanted to see us in the Great Hall. Caleb, Harper, Riley. Evelyn sat on her throne, feigning concern. There is talk. Disturbing talk. The Council of Elders watched us. Unlike last time, I didn't wait to be accused. High Mistress, I bowed. They were poisoned in the valley. I administered the only cure available to me. I took responsibility for their biological stabilization. So you admit to intimate relations? An elder asked. Yes, it was life or death. Riley rolled her eyes, but stayed silent. Since the deed is done, I knelt. I asked for your blessing to marry them both. I will take full responsibility. Last time I was forced. This time I volunteered. It threw Evelyn off, but she had to agree to maintain the order's image. Very well. 3 months later, we married. I renovated the cabin, built a fence, and made a home. The day before the wedding, I spotted Julian leading the girls into the woods. I trailed them. I've always loved you both, Julian lied, looking tortured. I can't believe Caleb trapped you. He probably poisoned you himself just to get you. I watched from the bushes. He was using the exact script that got me killed last time. I wondered that too, Harper admitted. Riley stayed silent. Men like him are snakes, Julian whispered. I didn't intervene. Not yet. On the wedding night, I wore an armored vest under my tuxedo. I entered the bedroom. They were sitting on the bed, veils down. I lifted them cautiously. No naives. Harper crossed her arms. Caleb, we have rules. 3 of them. Okay, let's hear them. 1, no scheming. Be an honest man. I sighed internally. 2, consult us on everything. No unilateral decisions. She paused, looking at Riley. 3, we haven't thought of a 3rd one, she mumbled. I laughed. This was better than being stabbed. I played the role of the submissive husband perfectly. I cooked, cleaned, and carried their swords. The whole order laughed at me. The house husband of Zenith, they called me. A waste of talent. They didn't know I wasn't wasting anything. I was hiding my power signature. 2 years passed. The grand trials arrived. The prize, the Stormbringer blade, and the title of the successor, the next High Master. Julian Ash was the star. He decimated the competition with flashy moves. Go Julian. Harper cheered from the stands, then glared at me. Why can't you be more like him? You're embarrassing us. Harper was simple. She complained constantly. Riley was quiet, brooding, and terrifyingly strong. Tier 7 now, thanks to our nights together. But even she couldn't read my true level. The winner gets the blade and the keys to the order, the elder announced. Does anyone challenge Julian Ash? Silence. Julian was a tier 6 prodigy. Unbeatable. Evelyn smiled from the high seat. Her plan was complete. I challenge him, I said. I stepped onto the arena floor. Evelyn's smile froze. Caleb, get down. Harper yelled. Stop trying to prove yourself, you'll die. Oh look, Julian sneered. The Apron King wants to fight? I'll make it quick. Don't worry. When you're dead, I'll take very good care of your wives. He dropped his voice, so only I could hear. I'm going to kill you right here. Funny, I said. I was about to say the same thing. Julian lunged, his sword glowing with energy. D. Clang. I blocked it without flinching. Then I moved. Solar flare strike. I drove my fist into his chest. My energy bypassed his shield and detonated inside his ribcage. Impossible. Julian gasped, blood spilling. You're too fast. You lose. I pulled back. The delayed kinetic blast hit him. Boom. Julian Ash exploded into a mist of red vapor. Silence. Absolute silence. Did the house husband just vaporize the golden boy? Someone whispered. Evelyn stood up, knocking her tea table over. You. She grabbed a sword and leaped into the arena. You murdered a fellow disciple. I deflected her strike with a wave of compressed air. She stumbled back, shocked. He tried to kill me, I said loudly. And besides, High Mistress, aren't you a little too upset? It almost looks like you lost a lover, not a student. The crowd gasped. How dare you, she screamed. Oh, come on, Evelyn, I shouted to the stands. 2 years ago, you poisoned Harper and Riley to get them out of the way so you could sleep with Julian. You set me up to take the fall. Liar. Am I? Everyone saw how you looked at him. Everyone knows you spent hours in private meditation with him. The crowd started murmuring. It makes sense. She did favor him. Evelyn turned purple. Silence. I am an Apex class demigod. I can do whatever I want. She pointed her blade at me. I will execute you myself. You can try, I smiled, but you should look behind me. I flare my aura. A massive, golden avatar of pure energy manifested behind me. A solar avatar, an elder screamed. He's Apex class. Evelyn froze. Impossible. You were tier 3 2 years ago. Surprise, I said. Hi, mistress. Prepare yourself. We collided. The shockwave shattered the stone floor. We fought in the air, trading blows that sounded like thunder. How did you do this? She shrieked, losing ground. My solar energy was burning through her defenses. You can thank Riley, I said, parrying a blow. We have a dyad bond. You set us up, and we became gods because of it. Evelyn's face twisted in regret. If she had checked our biometrics, she never would have put us together. I slammed her into the ground. I held my blade to her throat. I yield, she whispered. I didn't kill her. I placed a palm on her abdomen and shattered her energy core. She would live, but as a normal human. You whispered, go, and don't come back. I took the token of the Grandmaster. No one objected. I was the strongest entity on the mountain. Later, inside the Master's quarters, I pulled Harper onto my lap. Well, how did your husband do? She rolled her eyes, hiding a smile. You and Riley. You let me think you were weak for 2 years. You jerks. I pulled Riley to my other side. Riley, still want to kill me? She blushed. No. Apologize. For what? She smirked. You said we were even. Besides, if I hadn't let you use me for cultivation, you wouldn't be Grandmaster. You're welcome. I laughed and pulled them both toward the bedroom. It was time to show them exactly how grateful I was. Story complete.